All right, call me crazy, but here's the goal. I am going to attempt to pack for all of our upcoming retirement travel, including our 4-month around the world trip we've got coming up, in just this backpack. But can it actually replace my beloved roller bag and backpack that you probably saw in this video up here? Well, let's find out. But I do have a couple of tricks up my sleeve to hopefully make it work. Now, first of all, here is the bag. It is the Osprey Fairview 55 liter, but we will get to this in just a minute. But we're gonna start small because honestly, these are some pieces to the puzzle. All right, so let's first talk about one of the most important things in travel, and that is our electronics. Now, this is the little bag that I keep all of my electronic connections in. It is thin, it is light, it is highly organized, and I'm just gonna show you straight up my newest addition. I love this. So this is the charging block of all charging blocks. It replaces all of your charging blocks. I'm talking those little white squares for your phone and your watch and anything you have, this will replace it. And yes, including your computer. Now, by the way, I am gonna put links to everything in this video below. So if there's something that interests you, that is where you will get it. This is a high-speed power charger, but the beautiful thing is it actually does work on a cruise ship and airplanes. They will not stop you, at least in our experience, and we have done 4 cruises with this, and it worked great. This will replace all of your charging blocks. This just has all of my various cables that I need, and yes, it's my watch and my Oura ring and my phone and my tablet, all in here. So this is a huge space saver. Now, I will get to where I actually pack this in my bag in just a minute, but there is another addition that I have, and that is my new toiletries bag. I kept looking and looking and looking for a super light one that could hold everything. If you recall on that last video, I told you how much I love mine, but it was too heavy and bulky. Well, problem solved. This is also by Osprey. That was a little bit of a coincidence, and it holds everything I need for toiletries, and it's light and it's little. It even has this little hook on the back if you need to hang it. It's got this waterproof pocket here, but this thing is deceivingly small. If you look, it even holds all of my travel size liquids. Now, let's talk about the travel size liquids for just a minute. These are essential to me, but you might not need them. For example, I have shampoo and conditioner because, well, I don't know, maybe I'm high maintenance, but my silver hair requires some kind of different shampoos. Otherwise, I'm happy to use whatever is in a hotel or abroad or whatever. But because this is very, very special to my hair, I actually bring them with me. I also always bring a travel size sunscreen because, again, also important to me. So you can eliminate this. The other thing I would recommend if I had found anything good that worked for my hair, I love solid shampoos and conditioners. They're not liquid, so you can toss them anywhere you want. I do also have a solid sunscreen. So you might not even need this. And then it holds all of my makeup. I've got my solid makeups. I have 3 of these. And everything else I would need, toothpaste, toothbrush, lotion, it is all in here. So huge space saver. And likewise, I will show you how I pack this in just a minute. Now, moving on to the clothes that I actually bring. I'm going to talk about these packing cubes in just a minute, but let me give you the overall picture. Paul and I, as you probably know, we travel full time. We do about 1/3 of the time in our RV, 1/3 of the time on cruise ships, and the rest of the time traveling around the world. And that is in particular where all of these packing secrets and hacks come in handy. So what I do is I pack about a week's worth of clothing in my bag. And that is because we do laundry about once a week. I always bring these laundry sheets. This brand is called Earth Breeze. They are not sponsoring this video, but I've used many different brands. In my opinion, this is by far the best. I actually take it out of the packet and put it in a Ziploc bag. And by the way, that Ziploc bag of laundry sheets, also in here. Okay, packing cubes. People seem to either love them or hate them. I love them, and it is mostly because it keeps everything very, very organized. So again, we're gonna start with the smaller ones. Now in here, I have my running jog bras, tops, and jammies and my cute little athletic skirt thing. I do, as you can see, roll all of my clothes. I think it does two things. I think it really does let me pack more in here, but it also saves on wrinkles. So I am a big believer of rolling. All right. The other one in here, I have 2 swimsuits, a cover up, and all of my socks and underwear. And that's all right here. Now, what I love about that is when we get somewhere, cruise ship, hotel room, whatever, I can just grab this and throw this right in the drawer and it's all right there, all together. So that is another reason I really, really love packing cubes. Now, the reason I started with these 2 is because we're going to divert back to the actual bag. And I'm going to show you why I picked this bag. So, like I said, this is the Osprey Fairview 55. It is important to note the Fairview is made for women, okay? It is cut specifically to fit a woman's body. They do have a men's version as well, and that is the one Paul has. What's interesting about this, it is a 55 liter, but it's kind of a secret. It is actually divided into 2 bags. So it has this little portable one that you can take with you wherever you go, a day pack. This is 15 liters, and then the main pack is 40 liters. The reason I ended up with this bag, and let me just tell you, we tried a lot of bags, and I actually wanted to like the Osprey Sojourn better, but this really did fit me better. So there really is something to that whole made for women thing. Now, these can either be worn separately or together, and I'm going to show you both of those ways at the end of this video when I have it fully packed so you can see what it looks like. The reason I started with these 2 small ones is that is what I put in the small pack. And it's really, really simple. Each one of these narrow packing cubes slides right in here. This is also where I keep my computer. It has a computer slot that's padded and my electronics bag. So it all goes here. So if for some reason the airline makes me check this through, then I can always take this with me. I have my electronics, my computer. This is also a very, very good place to put your medications. I want to talk about that for a second. You guys probably know this, but always keep your medications with you when you're on an airplane. Don't ever check them through. I actually don't take any medications. I do have some supplements, however. Oh, and I want to talk to you about that. My AG1, I have mentioned this to you a few times before. Honestly, I don't travel without it. Well, I don't live without it, to be honest with you. I have it all the time. And I was so happy when they came out with these travel packs because they do not need refrigeration. So I, believe it or not, am going to pack 4 months worth of this on our 4-month trip. So these little packs, you can stash them anywhere and everywhere. So if you don't know about AG1, please look into it. I will have a link below. In fact, the link that they gave me, I was pretty excited. They contacted me and said, we think you'd be a great ambassador for this product. They know that I use it all the time and they know how highly I think of it. So I am an ambassador for the product, and in my link, if you go to it, you will get some added bonuses. And by ordering it online is the only place you can get their new flavors like this tropical. They have berry, and they also have a sleep aid. I have not tried that yet though, but I digress. I really don't travel anywhere without my AG1 because we all know how travel can mess with your gut, and my gut feels great on AG1. All right, well, enough about that. Let's get back to the rest of the packing. So that is what I have in the little one. Now let's get to the big one. Okay, so let's talk about the rest of my clothes. Now, the whole concept of how I pack is really you want to pack in layers. We're going to some places with cold weather, warm weather, so gotta pack in layers. I have in here 3 pairs of casual lounge pants. I've got 3 pairs of nicer pants. I tend to wear pants more than skirts or dresses, although I also do have a dress. And then I also have my nicer tops that I wear. These are more for warm weather, my little tank top things. Again, obviously everything's rolled. But I also have some long sleeve ones as well. They can double as a base layer or just by themselves. So that is what I wear for my less casual clothing. And then for my casual clothing, I have several t-shirts, half are short sleeve, half are tank tops. I have a couple of long sleeve casual t-shirts in here. I do have the one dress that I bring and some stretch pants. Now, let's not forget, I also pack, and I'm not even sure which bag it's in right now, all of my workout and running clothes, which for me, I bring a lot. So I'll bring 3 pairs of running shorts, 2 pairs of running pants, but the black stretchy pants can double for dinner if we're going somewhere kind of casual. I've got my jog bras, I've got my tank tops that I run in, and then I have a couple of long sleeve shirts that are also SPF, so it helps me for the sun and also helps me if it's a little bit cooler. Then I have space for a sweatshirt for the airplane and my poofy jacket. Now, as I go through and talk about this stuff with you guys, there are a few things that I really do think are essential when you travel extensively. Like I said, AG1, seriously, it just keeps your gut moving in the right direction all the time. Love that. These laundry sheets, I don't travel without it. They're just detergent. It's easy to pack. They're super light. And then also, these tags for the luggage, just in case the airlines make me check this, which they shouldn't because it's regulation, but in Europe, it might not fit all regulation. These, I have an Android, so they're for Android, or get Apple tags, but just in case your bag gets separated from you, it will be super easy to find these. And then, like I talked about, this charging block thing is a game changer. I cannot tell you how much space it has saved and how wonderful and efficient it is. And again, I have to thank the YouTube channel, The Retirement Travelers, for cluing me in to this. So, in everything that you pack, those are some things that you might want to make sure you stick in your luggage. So that is it. Now, believe it or not, these 2 bags all fit in this larger pack. So you'll be amazed. This bag actually looks smaller than it really is. When I opened it up, I thought there is not a chance I can fit this in. But if you squish the one packing cube toward the bottom and then the next one, they've got straps. This is where I buckle in my toiletry bag. As you can see, I open it so it lays a little bit flatter depending on how you pack. You might want to leave it folded up as a cube or open it. And then always the most challenging part, shoes. I wear my bulkiest pair, which are my running shoes. And then as you can see in the backpack here, I put my white tennis shoes that go with most outfits I have, and then a dressier pair of flip-flops and a less dressy pair of flip-flops and a couple of hats, and they all fit. So that's how it all fits in. There are a couple of side mesh pockets. I put my rain shell in this one, and then when I'm traveling with my puffy jacket, I put it in the other one, and it all fits. Let's see what it looks like on me. And there you have it. So what do you think? I'm dying to know what you guys think. Here's what I will tell you. This backpack is super, super comfortable, and no, this is not sponsored by Osprey, but frankly, it probably should be. This backpack has all of my main clothes, and this pack, which you can wear on the front or the back, has those 2 skinny packing cubes with, jammies, underwear, socks, swimsuits, all that kind of stuff is in here, plus my computer, plus my little bag with all of my cables for my electronics. And that is it. Honestly, you guys, I truly feel like I could walk 10 miles with this. It's super well balanced, super light. It's got everything. I'm dying to know what you guys think. Now, like I said, you can attach this pack to the front or the back. I did try it on the back, and it was a little bit out of balance. And also, I felt like I was going to hit people as I was walking by. But this is actually super comfortable. Seriously, do it this way. So how many of you guys are considering doing backpack-only travel in your retirement travels? Put a comment below. Nothing wrong with doing a roller bag, but I do think this is much easier. And by the way, let me just explain why I've chosen to do it this way. When you travel internationally, you would be shocked at the cobblestone roads, the curbs are this high. Often the escalators are broken or they don't even have them. And carrying around, the roller bags are great for a while, but then when you have to actually just carry them up and down the stairs, they are very awkward. And one other thing is, on cruise ships, those of you who are my cruising followers, you know this. Day 1 and the last day of the cruise, the elevators are packed. And often you want to just run up 3 or 4 flights of stairs to your room, and the elevators are too crowded and it's pretty hard with big suitcases. This solves the problem. So, super excited to try it out. I have a trial run first. We have a cruise coming up in just a couple of days. It is on the Quantum of the Seas, Royal Caribbean, and of course we will have our review of that. But that will be the first trial run. Then after that, we start our 4.5-month journey, and yes, this is all I am taking. So stay tuned and you will see how that works. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe to follow along with our journey. Thank you for following me on the Freedom Strategy, and I will see you next time.